Wallahi, I'm cooked. There's a funny meme about this. The other day for JJK stuff, I'm about to talk to you about the viewership stuff, but when I just said Wallahi, it just like reminded me of the meme that I reposted. There's some crazy freaky shit going on with Jinichi on the timeline recently. But it's this one, bro. It's this one. JJK people are fucking hilarious, bro. After having won his fight off-screen against Maki, Naoya paid her mother a visit. Hey, you're Maki's mother, correct? Yes. So what? Dog, you're a mother in One Piece. Oh, wallahi, you don't gotta do this, Naoya. This isn't even a backstory. And this is coming off of Brooke. Can you tell if Oda wrote Maki and JJK? I love it when anime people suddenly say wallahi out of fucking nowhere. The Muslim jokes are fucking hilarious. But regardless, we're here to talk about this. And wallahi fam, I'm fucking cooked. Why am I cooked? What you're seeing here is the numbers of top recent videos. Viewership on the first hour and 37 minutes. And can you notice a pattern of behavior here? Something is very obvious, right? All of these videos are being judged at that 1 hour and 37 mark. What about this one, right? 1 hour and 55 minute mark. And the problem is that I'm suffering from success. I am unironically suffering from success. Let me bring you some stats here. Okay, let me bring you some stats to explain what's going on in our channel. We are killing it. We are unironically killing it right now. To get this type of viewership, remember, what's the goal for a channel like mine that is covering so many content, horizontal scaling, variety content? We're not just focusing on one thing, like the second channel, or the other channel that only does One Piece or Naruto. We're doing a lot. 10% of overall subscriber count to viewership. My goal is that at that like third day or after a week, I want to hit 10% because 10% is a great place to be at. 1 million subscriber channels such as Nicholas Slider, your boy Roshi, getting 100,000 views on a video is a win, especially in our niche. And we have been exceeding. We have been easily been getting over 10%, sometimes getting 20%. Why? Because we're not shadow banned right now. This is the graph of our current trajectory. Lifetime viewership. I've hit a new baseline. I've literally doubled my viewership. This year was very hard. 2025 had 3 separate attempts to break a new ceiling, but every time the shadow ban, remember I talked to you about the concept of a shadow ban where you don't see my videos until the 3 days. Right? My search results are never shown, and the viewers, only my local subscribers are shown the video until that 3rd day, and then people find out. When you're playing behind in 3 days to compete with the big boys, it's impossible. 2025 felt like a fucking trial, an insane hurdle to get over, but I didn't give up. We reached the new peak 3 times, and we've established new baselines that was higher than ever before. But in this new year, I've been documenting the steps over and over again. And I said I do something differently this time, right? This time, I'm not fucking around. This time, when we're not shadow banned, rather than just putting in all these shows out of pity, thinking that, oh, we have some tailwind right now, surely I can just spam everything. Nope. I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to be so careful in the content I upload. Everything has got to be a dub. This is a dub. This is a dub. This is a dub. This is kind of right? But you can see that no longer are we fucking around giving pity to shows. That's just going to drag our channel down. And because I did that, I'm still not shadow banned? I don't know. This is day 24 of the shadow ban being lifted. And if we look on a historical basis, let's see, for example, right? We can estimate that also at the beginning of the new year during January last year, we got unshadow banned because of the skyrocketing viewership. And when did we get shadow banned again? Probably around here, right? And you can see it's around that 3rd week mark, right? We pop off in the beginning of January, and at that 3rd week mark, it shuts down. What about here? Another situation where we're kind of popping off in July in the beginning, and then when does it get shut down? This one last year lasted about a month or so, right? The 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm not confident enough to say that a new baseline has been established because I would love it if this was the viewership right now while being shadow banned. Do you understand what I mean? This new average is great, but it will make me so much more comfortable if the switch goes on, I'm shadow banned, and we maintain this viewership. The fact that we're here without being shadow banned means that most likely this will happen. Let me draw your graph. Boom. Boom. I think that shadow ban will go into effect pretty soon. And rather than us in here, I think it's gonna crash down and do something like that. You know what I mean? I would love to maintain this position of 80,000 average. Right now, we're averaging that like 80,000 views per day, 160,000 views for 48 hours. It's great. But I think the more reasonable expectation is in a couple of days, we're going to get fucked. And then we'll be at a new baseline, which is still going to be better than anything that we've had so far. That is great. Anyways, I'm giving you an idea of what's going on, of how I've optimized my channel to only perform, and how maybe that's the reason the switch hasn't gone off, or maybe it's going to go off in a couple of days. But regardless, because I've been hyper optimizing for performance, this is the issue. Notice that anime reactions do pretty bad now. Right? And it's not just only anime reactions, right? Because JJK obviously is the headliner. I'm in the algorithm, people have acknowledged my content, and we are killing it with Jujutsu Kaisen content. I could not be more happier that I am in the front line seat capitalizing on JJK content. Obviously, we're not hitting that like 250,000 views, 300,000 views that the big boys get, but the fact that I can hit, how is JJK doing right now? Right? How is JJK doing right now? Let's look at this shit. Boom. Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Right here. 23,000. That's fucking strong. That's amazing. I love it that like we're in it. Obviously, nothing still compared to the big boys, but the fact that we're doing this well is strong. And if you can see, right, shit like this too, right? You can see the overall revenue and the money going up too. Typical range. I am fucking killing it. But again, with stuff like this, you can see that these anime reactions are suffering. Anime reactions are suffering. And what does that mean? Does that mean that I only make drama videos? No, right? And this is the problem, because I've been so bold with the way that I've been pivoting my content, covering so many other news. Of course, content like this, which is general news, drama content, where you're not focused. Like basically, when I'm watching an episode like this, you have to have watched 2 episodes before to get into it. You don't like get views by filtering people out. Anime reactions by design are flawed because you are filtering people out. But that's the initial design of my channel. And some anime reactions do really well. And in order to keep this momentum going, I don't want to take any L's. It's sad that Sentenced to be a Hero is failing this hard. You know what I mean? Look how sad this is. Not prison school. Chain Soldier, right? Fucking Sentenced to be a Hero. What the fuck is Jack of all trades doing better in Sentenced to be a Hero? Are you serious? That's fucking crazy to me. Sentenced to be a Hero fall off is crazy. And this is what I mean when I talk about how shows fall off quick. Right? I've had this explained over and over again. You start off with such a magnificent first episode, 17,000 fucking views. And then what happens? It drops off real quick. Now the viewership isn't bad though, right? And obviously people are gonna get filtered out. But by design, in the beginning stages, right? Always, you're going to have the first month of a new season be the highest viewership based off of the trends, but people drop shows. And the more that you commit yourself to quote unquote failing shows relative to your other content, the worse signals it gives. There's a reason why Nicholas Light does not upload every single episode reaction for even big shows on his channel like that. Instead, he compiles that and puts it on a second channel because you want to mitigate the amount of L's that you're taking. And I've been thinking about some strategies, right? Jack of all trades, for example, this episode was 2 episodes in 1. The idea is when you have a really mid episode, skip it. Rather farm a different drama video. Put that is a substitute that it's obviously going to get views and entertain the wider audience. And then wait for the next week. Compile both episodes together and release it. Do you know what I'm saying? By doing this, you're able to mitigate the amount of L's and continue to watch shows that you want to watch. Obviously, we can just keep taking L's. I think that if we keep taking L's, it's most likely we're going to get shadow banned though, right? And it's a really interesting test right now. However, it doesn't mean anime reactions are doomed, because community series, as well as seasonal trends, right? This is how you get the big numbers, right? The fact that Frieren is doing well, right? Look at this one, right? Let's look at this one, which is the most recent one, right? Frieren is doing very well, obviously, because it's a big title. JJK on top. It's just crazy how well JJK is doing, right? Fate, it's doing all right, but like, damn, these shows are just failing and failing. Doesn't mean I'm going to drop them, but I'm just kind of conflicted. And I'd like to hear your guys' like kind of opinion about what's going on. I think that the channel is doing really well. I think that we're very competitive right now and we're doing better than ever. I think I am in my prime right now. I think that even though some of these episodes are still lacking behind, the fact that after 2 days, a rinky-dink anime like this can this kind of viewership is passable. But of course, there's a part of me that's just like optimize, be better. Why react to these shows when I know I can definitively make videos like this, right? Definitively make think pieces, general content that doesn't filter people out and continue to get views. So it's like I could make a third channel and basically put all the content there, right? Basically the idea is make another channel and put the worst performing weekly series onto that channel. But I don't really like that. I don't know. I want to have it on one channel. I want the identity of this channel to be everything and anything. For me to do variety content on anime adjacent topics, political, whatever worldview topics, and as long as we're getting entertaining the audience, it's fine. And I think that we have hit that optimal balance where we're keeping the shows that we want to watch, even if it's kind of lagging behind, obviously compared to the big frontrunners, as long as I can pump out this general content that keeps people engaged to check out some of the other shit, I think it's going to be fine. Just wanted to give you a quick little update about the status of the channel right now and how things are going well. My prediction again is, right, is in a couple of days, I think the switch is going to go off. To expect this to be the new momentum, I think is a bit ridiculous. And I think that having such high expectations can lead to depression. I think a lot of people, when they're on top of their game, think that this is the new permanent. A lot of people have lifestyle increase. A lot of people think that the money that's coming in right now, I'm not talking about content creation in a nutshell. I'm talking about just like general life. People get promoted, they get a new job, they get a new client, something about it's going well, sales are going well, and you think, great, we've hit a new baseline. You don't know that though. You're looking at the peaks. Never look at the peaks as a baseline. Look at the peak as a trajectory of your potential, but look at the baseline, the ceiling and the floor. Look at where the floor is at and base your expectations on that. And if you can do that, you can maintain expectations and not get depressed and take all these mental health breaks and continue to grind. I think this year we're going to hit 100K, but not just 100K. I don't want just 100K subs. That's meaningless to me. I want to be able to confidently get into 2 million average viewership per month. And we're in that range right now. But more than that, I want to be able to hit 3 million. I want to peak at 3 million sometime this year and have that be set as the new baseline near the end of the year. That's my goal. I'm going to keep grinding. The trends are looking fucking great. The numbers are good. And a lot more people are realizing, holy shit, my channel exists. This guy's content is so different. And I've been seeing a lot of more comments. Of course, there's new monkeys that come in, right? Every time we grow, right, we get new monkeys coming in saying, stop pausing! Just watch the episode! And that in turn then turns into more content we can farm. And I love it, right? All the hate and the negativity, all the glaze and the positivity, as long as I can lock in and make this into entertainment, I think I'm coming on top.